So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create now a dashboard, or not a dashboard, I'm going to create a Crosstab report. So again, I'm going to be in the bottom left-hand corner where it says New, click on the plus sign, and I'm going to go ahead this time and select Report. It's going to again ask me for a template to use. I'm just going to choose a blank template and click on OK. Now, there's a couple of things that you're going to see, you're going to notice. You're going to see a plus sign right in the middle of the screen. That plus sign indicates that you need to click somewhere. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and it's going to ask me what kind of display do I want? Do I want a list? Do I want a crosstab? Do I want a visualization? Or one of the other elements that are there? In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and click on Crosstab. I'm going to use the default name and click on OK. So now you can see I have a Crosstab available to me. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually connect to one of the data sources like I did earlier. So again, I click on the plus sign in the top left here. I add a source. Again, I'm going to go to where my packages are. And I'm going to go ahead and select the SAP B1 package. Now again, once you're saving reports, you will have the ability to it won't ask you what source you're connecting to, because again, it's a saved report. This time it's asking you it because you're creating something new from scratch. Okay? So what you can see from a hierarchy, you've got your order book information. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch now over to my dimensional or my hierarchies. So I'm going to change my view, and you can see now I have hierarchies available to me. Now the hierarchies available to me, I have one for dates. I have for salespeople, I have it for items, where I can see all my items. And again, there's hierarchy in there. I have different ones that are here. And then I also have my measures. So as you can see, I have my item measures, my quotes, my orders, my sales credits, and so on and so forth. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus right now on my item measures. The ones that I want are specifically related to on hand, on order, on hand cost, and on order cost. So what I've just done is I've just control clicked all three of them. I could have brought them in individually one by one, but I'm going to control click each one so I can drag them onto the canvas in one shot. So I'm just now going to go ahead and just drag them over to where the columns are and let it go. Now you're going to notice that it's going to show up as a 1, 2, 3, 4 because right now we're in page design mode. If you look in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see it says page design mode. I'm going to now switch this over to page preview so I can see that information. So now what you can see is you see that 414,000, that $2 million in on-hand cost, the same numbers that we saw on the dashboard earlier. However, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it in a different context. I'm going to take that information, I'm going to bring the items right into the rows. And now I see that information again, but what difference here is it allows me to provide the ability to do a sort of drill down capability. So that drill down is just putting your mouse over the all items, double clicking, and now you can see things from the perspective of all your different item families. Now, one thing that I'm going to do now is I want to be able to sort this by on-hand cost. So I can see where I have the largest amount in by item family on-hand cost. So I'm going to click on the on-hand cost column, and you'll notice that there's a context that's showing up, a context bar that's showing up over here, and one of them says sort. So if I click on the sort button, and I want to say, do this in descending mode, it's now telling me that I've got LED lamps that is accounting for $1.1 million of on-hand cost. That's my biggest area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually drill down on LED lamps. I double click. And now it's showing me the items that are making up that family of products. I also now have the ability of taking my on-hand quantity and my on-order quantity and doing a calculation. So by control clicking the two columns that I want to perform the calculation, again, there's a context menu that shows up with a calculation where I can insert a calculation. I click on the drop down, and it's sensitive aware based on the information that you're choosing. Do I want to do on-hand quantity plus on-order quantity? Do I want to do it minus? Do I want to do it multiply? I have my option. So I'm going to go ahead and do the addition, the on-hand and on-order, and it's automatically going to create that calculation for me in the screen. So again, you have the ability to not only work with columns and information that's coming from your menu on the left-hand side, but you also have the ability to create your own calculations. This is just a simple one, but you can get actually quite complex in your calculations that you want to be able to do. So that's what I wanted to show from that kind of reporting.